What is up, everybody? I'm Vick Almighty. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone had the chance to check out the video I made a couple weeks ago where I made the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Nike SB dunk for the man himself, Kevin Durant, and his size 17. At the moment, still no luck getting the shoes in his hands, but the second project that I have cooking for him is going to be one for the Bucks. So, let's get started. After that legendary link up with Devin Booker, I also got to meet one of my other basketball heroes, Kevin Durant. Thanks to the homie Savage, I got to take a picture with Kevin, chopped it up with him for a bit. At the end, I only have one question for him. What size do you wear in the Travis Scott ones? 17. Size 17? Yeah. As soon as he said that, I went straight home and got to work. Now, when it comes to Kevin Durant, there's no way I would do a custom without incorporating his own KD sneaker. Plus, we all know that he loves to wear the Travis Scotts. He basically has every single colorway. With that being said, I went on Google and looked at every single shoe that Kevin Durant has ever released. I was mainly looking at the KD 4s and 7s because those are the most popular ones. Ultimately, it made the most sense to go with his brand new KD 18 sneaker. In my opinion, this is by far the cleanest KD to ever release. Not the colorway itself, but the sneaker. The sneaker just came out with the Black Label pack last month. It's the only KD 18 available. Next month, a few colorways are gonna start coming out. We all know that KD is a size 17. They don't make these in a size 17. I think the highest they went up to was a 14 or a 15. With that being said, I made these in a sample size 9, just so I can show Kevin when I link up with him what is possible. If he likes them, I'm gonna ask him to give me a size 17 so I can remake the custom for him. But I don't want him to go empty-handed, so I have a second project in the works. I'm pretty sure he's expecting a KD Travis Scott fusion. After looking at all my options, I'm pretty sure these two right here are my best options to go with. I'm not going for sneaker of the year on this one. It's gonna look interesting. With that being said, first things first is deconstruction on both pairs. Now that the accessories are fully off, to start the actual deconstruction, I'm gonna be using the screwdriver method. For the Travis Scotts, I only need the uppers. I'm gonna destroy the soles in order to get them off. Got the soles off the Travis Scotts. Unfortunately, I ended up destroying the midsole. This polyurethane is very delicate when it comes to the screwdriver and the heat. The rubber outsoles are still good. I might use them for a future project. In the meantime, these are going straight to the boneyard. For now, I'm gonna put these to the side and move on to the KD 18. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous about the deconstruction on this sneaker. It's gonna be the opposite for this one. I need the soles and the cage area. I wanna get rid of the upper. Typically, I put acetone in the sneaker with a little bit of heat to remove the upper. In this case, I'm nervous about the midsole. It's a different type of foam. It almost feels like a suede material. I'm hoping it doesn't react bad to the heat or the acetone. Before I do that, I'm gonna remove the tongues, also rip off all the stitching from the cage area that's sewn onto the upper, and I'm gonna remove the one of 1998 piece just in case. Stitching is fully off, got all the parts off as well. I'm gonna go outside, pour some acetone inside the sneaker, and then use a steamer to finish peeling off the glue. I don't wanna get any acetone in the midsole. I don't know how it's gonna react, so I'm gonna be extra careful. Thank God, this worked out perfectly. Got the uppers off. I did not destroy the midsoles or the cage. These look crazy. Now I'm gonna put these to the side and get back to the Travis Scott uppers. Before I can do anything, I'm gonna go ahead and start skiving all the old glue from the uppers just to get that out the way. All right, so far so good. Got all the old glue fully shaved off. While I got the blade and the shoe, I'm gonna go ahead and remove these tongues. I'm gonna make some new ones. Tongues are off. As I'm looking at the upper, I think there's one more thing I could customize. I'm gonna go ahead and remove both straps to see what we can do with them. Deconstruction is complete. Tongues and straps are fully off. Now, I do like the original KD 18 tongues. I think it'll look nice on the Jumpman Jack uppers. However, I'm not a big fan of the green on here. Plus, on the straps, I think there's room for embroidery right here. I don't have a clear idea for this part. This is where my good friend Jordan Diab comes into play. I'm gonna overnight him all this stuff, give him a broad idea of what I'm looking for, and he'll take care of the rest. Out of all the shoes that I've taken apart so far, this is by far the coolest midsole and cage that I've seen so far. One cool detail, I was able to keep the lasting board inside the sneaker without popping the air unit. Now there's still a lot of work I gotta do before I could get this midsole ready for the Jumpman Jack upper. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the stitching and get ready to remove all the glue. Got the majority of the strings out. Now the next hard step is removing all the old glue. I'm not gonna be using the Dremel for this step. Because of the material, the Dremel is too rough, it'll just completely chew it up, and we don't want that. So my next best bet is using PGR by Sneaker Doc. This stuff works great to remove old glue and paint from midsoles. So what I'm gonna do is apply a thin coat, then scrape it off. I'm just gonna repeat this process until I get all the old glue off. A couple of areas that I'm gonna stay away from is the midsole. Again, I'm still not sure if it's delicate. This stuff is pretty strong. I don't want it to eat away at the material. Same thing with the air unit. If I get some on those areas, it's okay, I'll just wipe it off right away. Glue is fully off. Before I can get back to the uppers, there's still work needed on the cages. This is gonna take a while. I started doing this last night. In the process of removing the original KD 18 upper, a lot of the stitching came off on the inside part. On the outside, the stitching is still on there. It's all decorative. I'm gonna do the same thing on the inside and reapply the decorative stitching. It's just a time-consuming process. All you need is a black thread and a needle. I started doing this last night. Just 1.5 rows took me about an hour and a half. I still need to finish this row. Not only that, all these straps need to be closed down using the original holes on the outside and on the back. Again, I started doing it on these 3 straps. You still have the threads hanging because I haven't finished it. I gotta do that process on both sides and on both sneakers. This is gonna take a few hours. Stitching came out perfect, but I'm not gonna lie, this was a brutal process. All in all, this took about 8 hours. I did it over the weekend, but it was so time consuming. But the step is done, let's keep it moving. A few days ago, I took a break from production and I took a trip to Las Vegas to meet up with my boy Jordan Diab. He needed some help with some projects. I needed help with some projects on my own outside of YouTube videos. So we linked up, did a lot of work all day. While I was out there, I picked up some brand new tongues. Let me show you guys the originals one more time. These are from the KD 18. And these are the brand new ones. They came out insanely sick, basically factory. We fused the KD branding with the Cactus Jack. Over here, we added the face. And on top over here, we added the 3 lines. Looks factory, and the white stitching glows in the dark. On the back, I added Imagined by Vick Almighty, one of my logos. And on the opposite, KD 18 X Jumpman Jack. Again, big shout out to my boy Jordan Diab. He always comes through. These projects wouldn't be possible without him. One other thing we did, on the straps, this is from the KD 17 Easy Money Sniper. I thought it would go perfect on the strap, and it looks factory. Can't wait to put these onto the shoes. I'm in a really good place with this project. I got the prep work done on the soles and the cages. Uppers are good to go. Got all the parts. Let's start piecing stuff together. First, I'm gonna apply some glue onto the straps. I gotta reapply the Velcro. I'm gonna add some glue onto the tongues. Add some glue to the uppers so I can glue everything together and then sew it with the post bed. Both parts of the strap are back together. Now to finish this step, I'm gonna use some brown thread with the post bed machine to lock them in. Part 1 of the sewing is complete. I got the glue on. I'm gonna stick it together, go back to the machine one more time. Change of plans, I'm gonna be using the sewing gauze. The needle on the machine kept on breaking because of this weird area. Straps are in place. Now with the machine, I'm gonna lock in the tongues. I already did it on one of them. Just gotta make sure they match on both sides. It's coming together nicely. Strap and the tongue are fully on. The upper is all built. Now it's time to attach this onto the new sole. Before I can do that and apply some glue, I'm gonna grab a heater removable pen and create a new glue line. It's a little tricky, but we're gonna have to make this work. For example, on the back, gotta create a new line. I'm gonna press down on it, create the line. That way I know exactly where to Dremel. Same thing with the front. I'm gonna press down on it. Make sure this toe cap piece is lined up perfectly in the center. Do this, do all the sides. It's gonna be a little tricky. There's a couple areas I gotta hide. For example, right on this side right here, there's a big spot that needs to be covered up. I'm trying to tuck it in. Same thing with the opposite side and on the back. Let's make this work. New glue line is drawn out. Took about 40 minutes to make sure everything lined up perfectly all around. I only get one shot at this. Once I start Dremeling, there's no going back. Prep is all done, no issues with the Dremel. Now for the second task, we gotta apply some glue onto the uppers and to the soles. I'm gonna let it cure for a while before I bond everything together. Glue's all cured. Now for the hardest part, is bonding everything together. Everything's gotta line up perfectly. There can be no mistakes. To get the glue tacky, I'm gonna go over the glue for a couple of seconds. Then I'll bond it together, let it dry. Once the front is done, I'll move on to the back, make sure everything's lined up perfectly. The shoe is gonna be a little tricky because of the cage area and the strap. They kinda get in the way, but we can still manage. Glue job is complete. I got them in the fridge right now cooling down. All that's left to do is put the insoles and laces inside. In the meantime, as always with my fusions, I like to combine the boxes. In this case, the Jumpman Jack box is a lot cleaner than the Black Label box. This one's just basic overall. It's really flimsy, there's nothing to it. All I can do is remove the label and put it on this box. On the Jumpman Jack box, you have a cutout where you can see the size info. On the opposite side, you have a circle cutout where you can see the Jumpman. I'm thinking about putting this label over here so you can just see the KD 18, size 8.5. Let's remove it. All right, that's interesting. Underneath the white label, you have another label. This one's a lot cleaner. I did rip some of it, but that's okay. I can stitch it up with some paint. I'm gonna remove this one and put it on that box. All right guys, that's gonna bring us to an end on the first ever Kevin Durant and Travis Scott sneaker using the KD 18 and the Jumpman Jacks. I gotta say, this fusion is one of the sickest ones I've done in the last year. It's just so unique. It's honestly crazy taking two different sneakers and mashing them into this sneaker to make it make sense. At the end of the day, everything worked out nicely. I'm so proud of this sneaker. I'm really hoping that Kevin Durant's gonna like these sneakers. I wish I could have made them in his size, but once again, I couldn't find the Black Label KD 18s in his size. So when he sees these, and if he likes them, I'm gonna ask him to send me a size 17 and I'll take care of the rest. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the next one. It's gonna be even bigger. This is Vick Almighty. I'll catch you guys next Monday. See you guys.